GM Vidyaniketan Public School, shaping minds of the future. Founded in 2005 under the aegis of GM Education Trust, we are affiliated to the CBSE Board, New Delhi. We house over 3,000 students and 300 staff at our institution. Well-equipped classrooms with digital learning facilities, a highly dedicated and experienced faculty team, state-of-the-art learning facilities, and hosts of engaging co-curricular activities are designed to allow our children to unlock their hidden potential. We strive to inculcate the spirit of sportsmanship and perseverance in every child. A diligent sports curriculum involves a variety of indoor and outdoor games. GM Vidyaniketan Public School. Children of today, world citizens of tomorrow.
Hello, my dear students. I am Rajesh Achar, social science teacher. Today I am going to discuss history for class 8. The first chapter is how, when and where. My dear students, you may admire after seeing this chapter whether it is social or English, because here the title is written how, when and where. Of course, in history we can see several questions: how did, when did, and why did, how did the British Empire establish in India, why did they establish in India, when did the first battle of Panipat start. So these are the questions. For that we have to get the answer, and let us try to get the answer of the historical questions in this chapter. Let me ask first, what is history? History is one of the social subjects. It deals with the past events or study of past periods. It is one of the social science. It deals the past events or study of past. So what is history? History is one of the subject of social science. It deals the past events or study of past periods. Okay. The first point of this chapter, how important are dates? The first point of this chapter, how important are dates? How important are dates? There was a time when historians fascinated with the dates. They were conducted heated debates on dates, and even dates on which ruler crowned and which battle were fought. Okay. Next, history was synonymous with the dates. What is this synonymous with dates? Synonymous with date means it dates always following the events of the history. Without the dates, history cannot be written. Then you may heard some people say, I find history boring. Isn't it? History is boring subject. Why it is a boring subject? Because in history we can see many dates, number of dates. That dates should be memorized. They should be remembered. That's very difficult to understand or remember. But this concept is not true. History is certainly about the changes over the time. Finding out how the things are in the past or how things are changed in the present. As soon as we compose the events or events of the dates, we will give the exact dates of the events. Okay. Next, we will tell when the things happen, after or before. Living in the world, We do not ask always historical questions around what we see. We tell these things are granted for us, and even it has been in the world as inhabit. But sometimes we will ask historical questions. We may wonder or curious. Example, if you see someone drinking coffee nearby roadside tea or coffee stall, you will ask yourself, when the people going to drink tea or coffee? In the same way, if you see a train, people have wonder or curious how the people are traveling one place to another place before railway. In the same manner, if you read the newspaper, again you will feel or you will have the curious how the people getting information before newspaper had to be printed. These all the historical questions becomes or back to the notion of time. But time does not have always precisely dated in account of or in the matter of particular year or month. For example, so in this country we cannot say when people started to drink tea or coffee. The developed habit of the drinking tea or coffee might be continued or might be held in one fine day. Like that, in history several events are held, several battles are held, but we cannot mention particular day or date. But we have to give the specific date for such events. How can we give specific date? So we have to mention the events in a span of time or even also the approximate period of time. So but things are changed and it can be visible. Okay, next, history continued to be associated with a string of dates. So what is a string of dates? String of dates means continuous or series of dates. So why it is? Because see, there was a time in the history we could see several events, several battles which related to the kings and their kingdoms. So historians return exact year of the king, one who crowned, one who married, when he crowned, when he had a child or when he died, and who became the next successor. This all the information written in series of or strings of date. So if we refer the history, we should not have any confusion. So that's why history or dates are very important. As you seen the history textbook of last 2 years, we may find many other issues, other informations. So why these kind of other informations, other issues are added to the present history textbook? The what kind of information we will get? So we can see the development of the cities and the condition of the people, how the people earned livelihood and how the market, how the economic, social condition of that nation or state. This information added in the present history textbook. While adding these kind of information, we should follow the exact dates in the history. Okay, which dates? Next, which dates? So this is one of the important criteria while mentioning the dates or set of dates. Most of the historians following that dates after writing their story. They write the story around the event, then they will mention the dates. That is not important, that is not relevant. So we have to focus on particular set of dates on particular events. So then only it should be, or it is considered as very important. And we began to look new issues also. So once history is written, in the middle there will be several issues will be there. So such a time we have to mention new set of date will be or should be appear. So that only very important, or it is that is significant. Let us see one example. Historians written the history of the British rule by the Governor Generals of India. British historians written the history of the British rule during the Governor General of the India. The history starts from the first Governor General, Lord Warren Hastings, and ended with the last Viceroy, Lord Mountbatten. So history of the British rule in India, the starting from the first Governor General, Lord Warren Hastings, and ended with the last Viceroy of the India was Lord Mountbatten. Here you can see Governor Generals, and in this side you can see Viceroy of India. What is the differences between the Governors Generals and Viceroy of India? This both are having same designation, but from 1773, the first Governor General, after regulating act, the first Governor General was the Warren Hastings. He was appointed by the East India Company or Director of Council of British. And after 1857 revolt, the first war of Indian independence, then very next year 1858, this East India Company came to be ended. That time this whole that administration goes to the Queen of England, Victoria. So she appointed the Viceroy for the India. So that is the difference between Governor Generals and Viceroy of India. So we can see it's only the important and famous Governor Generals and the Viceroy of India, Warren Hastings and Lord Lawrence, Lord Bentinck, very famous Governor General, Lord Dalhousie and Lord Canning, and Lord Cornwallis and Lord Canning. So Lord Canning, and here also Lord Canning, he became the Governor General as well as he became the Viceroy of the India. That's why he was the first Viceroy, and next Lord Lytton and Lord Ripon, and last Viceroy Lord Mountbatten. So we cannot study of these Governor Generals and Viceroy in one chapter. It does not looks nice. That's why we can see the detailed information in the separate chapter, that will be better. Okay. So it seems to be a series of ever ending success of the Governor General or the Viceroy of India. But if you study about these Viceroys or Governor Generals, we can get only the information of their administration, their policy, their plan, their investigation, their decision, etc. Nothing outside of this country, or did not mention about the outside life of the people. But can we study or can we discuss this history into a separate way or in distinguished way, or we can focus on the life of the other people in our country? Yes, of course, we can discuss the rules and regulations or administration of the Governor General or Viceroy separately or in separate chapter. That is very better or very important. Why it is important? Why it will be very better? We can have separate information or detailed information, and we can add the local history and even also the lives of the common people and even culture, traditions, administration and economic and social development, everything we can add by the separate chapter of these governor generals. Next, how do we periodize? How do we periodize? So, what is periodize? We have to divide the history into separate chapter. In 1817, James Mill, he was Scottish economist, political philosopher, and he published a big, massive 3-volume book, that is a history of British India. So, James Mill, he was Scottish economist, so he written a book, a history of British India. He divided the history of India into 3 parts or periods. One is Hindus, next Muslims and British, or Hindu, Muslim and British. So, why he divide the history in this manner? Okay, why do we try and divide history into different periods? So, there are several reasons. So, first is in an attempt to capture the characteristic of a time. So, if you divide the history like this, we can capture what characteristic of time. So, very important, the characteristic of time. In an attempt to capture the characteristic of a time. What is this? We have to capture the characteristic of time. Time is very important. For example, when did we get independence? So, we must know when the time we have to mention, we have to capture, or what happened in the year of 1947. So, immediately we can capture the characteristic of that time we got independence. Next, demarcate the difference between periods, demarcate or separate the differences between Hindus, Muslims and British. By looking this, you can understand belongs to the Hindus, belongs to this period belongs to Muslims, and this period belongs to the British as well as Christians in India. So, we have to demarcate the difference between the periods. Then we reflect our ideas about the past. What is that? So many ideas was existed in the past. So many thoughts, ideas are existed in the past. We have to reflect. We have to reflect our ideas about the past. It was very glorious. We have to learn. So, we have to understand about the past. That is why, see, we are going to divide the history into different periods. James Mill thought that all Asian society were at a low level of civilization than Europe. So, he said before British came to India, before British rule in India, how was the Indian history or Indian society? So, this country were ruled by the Muslims and Hindus. They were religious bigots. They are despotic rulers, administrators. They did not have any religious tolerance, caste taboos. When British started to rule in this country, becoming somewhat civilized, according to the James Mill, when British started to rule this country gradually becoming civilized the country. So, how they are arguing this point, how they are justifying this point. See, British brought European manners, their art, their policies, their decisions, their law and order, their administrative system in European manner. And even British conquered this country because to ensure the enlightenment and happiness of the people. Why this period or history divided into Hindus, Muslims or British? What is the reason behind this? The reason is nothing but they are divided the history on the basis of religion. Every rulers in Hindus, Muslims or British, they did not share the common faith with the people. Moving away from the British classification, how was Indian history or how is Indian history? We can see the Indian history or Indian historians divided the Indian history into three periods, that is ancient, medieval and modern. Ancient, medieval and modern. So it has two problems, this kind of division or periodization having the problem. What is the problem? So let us see that modern period. What is a modern period? Modern concept or modernity like science, technology, reasoning, democracy, equality, fraternity, freedom, these all the concept added in the modern period. But there is nothing in the medieval and ancient period. Can we agree about the British argument, the development of the India only because of the British rule? No. So where is the democracy? Where is the equality? Where is the liberty? Where is the freedom during the period of the British rule? So we cannot agree the justification given by the James Mill. So Indian historians referred the British period as colonization. Now we have to see what is colonial. What is colonial? Children, as you know that why the British came to India, how they established their empire in India. Britishers came to India for the trade purpose, but they saw this political situation of this country and they understood they have to involve in the politics than trade. British subjugated, controlled local Nawabas and even Rajas, and even also they introduced land revenue system, and they imported some goods at high price and exported goods from here at low price. They introduced new crops for their export purpose. During the period of the British rule, we can see there were lot of changes in the field of politics or political, economics, social, culture, custom, values, taste. So during the British rule, we could see there were lot of changes in the political field, economic, social, culture, customs, values and taste or practices of the people. See, one of the example, the changing in the taste or value of the people. These are the changes what we refer, that is called colonialization. What is colonization or what is colonial? See, when the subjugation of one country by another leads to these kind of political, economic, social and cultural changes. What is colonial or colonization? When the subjugation means controlling, conquering, occupying of one country by another country, and it leads these kinds of political, economic, social and cultural changes, that refers to the colonialization. Okay. Next, we have to collect the sources to read or to understand the history of the British rule. So how the Indian historians collected the sources of the British rule of more than 250 years, that becomes the very important for the Indian history. So now we will see the administration produces a record. The important source is official records of the British administration. Official records. British believed that the art of writing was very important. They have written the documents or even policies, plan, instruction very clearly, neatly. Once they written and that was preserved, so official record is one of the important sources for the Indian historians. Early 19th century, British understood the importance of the records or letters that should be preserved in a particular room or in the administrative institution. So, they preserved the letters, documents for the futures in a particular room, that is called as record room. Where and all we can see the record room during the British period. In village Tahsildar office, Commissioner office, Collectorate office, Provincial administrative office. So, these are the important institutions to preserve the records of the British, and even also they preserve the letters and documents in a specified institution called as archives. Archive means that is specialized institutions to keep the records, and even museum. They preserve the letters or documents, whatever they preserved, that is in the archives or in the museum. Then in the early 19th century, they started to write or copy these documents by the beautiful handwriting. By the early 19th century, British copied the letters or documents by the beautiful handwriting by the calligraphist. Who are the calligraphists? So, calligraphists who are specialized in beautifully writing or beautifully writing. So, calligraphist means those who are having or specialized in beautiful handwriting. Next, in the middle of the 19th century, so that printing machines came to India from the Europe. So, printing process started. So, once printing process started, they copied the letters or document in multiple way or multiple copies of letters or documents that is printed by the British or in the British administrative offices. So, next, surveys become important. What is survey? The practice of survey, it is one of the important, and so British conducted various surveys. So, what is survey? Survey is nothing but collecting detailed information regarding various parts of the country, collecting various informations. It may be land, it may be the soil, it may be people, it may be administration, it may be forest, whatever it may be, collecting very detailed information, collecting detailed information about collecting a detailed information about the administration. So, British thought that the country should be or could be known before they could give the effective administration. So, any government should be knowing about the country. So then only they can, the government can give the effective administration. So British conducted several this what is called as survey to give the better administration. So village survey, so even land survey, forest survey, flora and fauna, and even topography about soil quality and even local histories. These are the areas Britishers surveyed and given collected lot of information. Okay. So next, in the middle of the 19th century, they started the another process called as census. Census operation. So later British started census operation. What is census operation? It also another information detailed recorded the number of the population or people of a country. So British operated census in every 10 years. Every 10 years. But they collected only the information of the people. They did not collect the information about the religion, caste and occupation. And we will see some other surveys also. Botanical survey. Botanical survey nothing but study about the plant. Zoological survey. Zoological survey nothing but about the animals. Archaeological survey. Archaeological survey nothing but study of the old buildings or places or about the historical monuments. Anthropological survey is nothing but study of the people, and forest survey, that is study of the forest, flora and fauna. Then now recently we have the aerial survey. So next, what official records do not tell? We have plenty of official records, but one thing we have to remember, these records are official records. They tell only the official information according to their interest, but they do not tell the information or history or experience of the common people in this country along with the history. So how can we get the information or study about the history of common people or experience of the common people in our history? For that we have to see other sources. Where it will be available other sources, we have to find out the other sources, but it will be available in plenty, but very difficult to collect it, very difficult to collect than official sources. We have diaries, we have books, we have novels, we have newspapers, we have the information regarding this social thoughts by the philosophers. I show some books. It has a lot of information which is producing or available that is not there in the history. So such a books we have to refer. We can understand the problem or even also some difficulties of the people or common people in this country. So these are the books giving detailed informations. These are the books giving detailed information of the common people of our country. Autobiography. So this is a book that written by Gandhiji, that is the experiments with the truth, my experiments with the truth. So in this book there are other informations, lot of other information will get that is not available in the textbook also. So, diaries and even account of the travelers and even the pilgrims. For example, from China, very famous traveler Fai Yan came to India, and Huan San, he visited to India. He visited to the Nalanda University, Takshashila. These are the places he studied. He stood for several years and studied about the culture, traditions, customs and economic, social condition of the society of this country. And even also he explained the situation of the India. And so we can see the other travelers like Abdul Razak. Abdul Razak, who visited to the Vijayanagara Empire once, and he found the glory of the Vijayanagara, and he said he never saw such a empire in the world. So these are the other sources. And newspaper, this is also one of the other sources. So in this newspaper we can see the various issues. Issue can be debated in public. So next, the leaders and reformers, they expressed and even also shared their ideas, and poets and novelists, they also shared their feelings. So if you refer this kind of books, you will get the some other sources or resources or informations other than the official record. So why I am telling this? Because nowadays these all the informations regarding the condition of the even poor people, tribal people, those who are working in the mines, those who are living nearby the roadside, and even tribals, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, these people information never mentioned in our textbook. But this textbook, if you refer, you can understand the problems and experience of the other people in our country. If you read, you will be able to understand what is the real condition of the other people during the British rule and even at present also. Dear students, I hope you understood this lesson, and now I will give some home assignment. So you have to write the answer for these questions, and I will check when you open the school. So first one is, what is history? Why dates are important in history? Second question is, how surveys become important? Third one, who was James Mill? How did he divide the Indian history? Fourth one, name the sources other than official records. These are the home assignment. Please write the answer. If you see the textbook, you will get the answer, and I will check when you come back to the school. Thank you.